Hello everyone, welcome. It's time for your next video. This one's all about the jib. You're in second semester, you get a little more advanced toys you can play with, and one of them is the jib. Now, what does this do for you? It gives you a lot of movement. It gives your camera free range to be able to float. But it doesn't always mean you gotta go excessively high or excessively low. Sometimes just putting it on a jib allows you to get that camera into a difficult spot where you can then nail a shot that you otherwise couldn't if you were going with a tripod. So there's a lot of opportunity here. There are 4 basic things you need to rent when you're going to take out the jib. Let's take a look at what those 4 things are. As you can see, we have the legs for our jib. They're right here. Now, whether you're using the small or the large jib, it's the exact same legs, okay? So as long as you are aware how this works, you're fine. What we have here is the larger of our 2 jibs. So we're going to be starting with this one today. The smaller one, you can shave off about a foot. So it's only going to be the same but easier. You're also going to need to make sure you have a sandbag to place on the front of your tripod leg for balancing. And you're going to need your weight set so that you can balance and level your camera package. So let's start then, shall we? First things first, we got to put on our work gloves, okay? This is the type of thing that could hurt our fingers. We could pinch them. We don't want that. So we always wear our work gloves first. Step 1 is to set up the jib legs. So let's do that. They're right down here. So if you put together a pair of tripod legs, or should I say a set, it's basically the same thing. You're not quite on the ground, okay? So I know it's down low. I don't want to classify this as a ground spreader. So I don't want to put sandbags on this. You're going to put the sandbag on the front leg, okay? And you're going to rest it around. So we're going to open up the spreader. And so that's pretty easy, right? That's no problem. It's down, it's secure, we're ready to put the jib on. And here it is. This is our jib. It's quite heavy. Now again, our hands can go in between these 2 metal parts here, but this does scissor close. So we want to make sure that we are completely locked here before we do anything else. So before you even pick it up, make sure this is locked. So now all we need is that first year again to help us out. Okay, he kind of freaked me out last time. Yo, Alex! Hey. Don't do that. Okay, let's do this, shall we? All right, so first things first, we're gonna have to take the lock off here so that I can place this down on the legs. Alex, would you mind doing that for me? It takes quite a while. Awesome. So now we're ready to place this on. You'll notice I'm still locked. So nothing is going to scissor, nothing is going to move. Alex, would you mind connecting on the bottom there? Awesome. Now that it's secure, we're going to unlock this part next. Would you mind? While Alex is doing that, I'm holding the bottom, knowing full well that the weight of this jib is going to drop significantly. Now I'm able to drop this up and down, which is the point of the jib anyways, right? So we're going to lock that into place right there. Perfect. My job at this point is to hold this steady so that Alex can come on here and take this screw out to release the arm, okay? And that's what he's going to do next. Would you mind? Now you see how Alex's hand is also cupping underneath because that screw is going to fall right down. And you know what? We still got a 50-50 chance of dropping it, but that's okay because we know where it is. With that removed, we're now able to take this out. You will notice that there are 2 screw holes here that connect to this arm. And that's because you're connecting here, but once we move over, that same hole, would you mind catching that, is now parallel with this other receiver, which is going to lock it into place as an active jib and not one that's been compacted. So please, Alex, take that down and you can start connecting. So the screw has come from underneath. We've put the washer on and now we're locking it into place. Fantastic. Oh, that's good. Again, not super tight, but that's fantastic. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna loosen this now so you can see that the jib is going up and down. And as it does, you can see these two arms are starting to scissor a little bit. The higher up they go, the closer they get. And that's why you want to watch your fingers and make sure, right? So I'm going to hold this into place again, and I'm going to lock it back up for my own safety. It's now time for Alex to put the handle on, okay? So Alex is way down on the end here, and would you mind putting that together for me? Okay, perfect, that's good. So the handle's on. We're pretty well done at this point. So all we need to do is to put the camera on this end. We're not going to do that today, okay? Because the same procedure is going to happen regardless. Because once I unlock this end of the jib is going to drop right down. Why? Because that's where all the weight is. It's offset to this part. So when we add a camera, it's just more weight, but the jib is going to react the same way. It's going to want to go down, okay? So how do we keep it from doing that? We need a perfectly balanced jib. Similar to your tripod heads in first and second semester, when we do our proficiency tests, you have to balance the load of your camera. It's the exact same thing. We have to balance this. And in order to do that, we have to counterweight the other side. And that's where the big stack of weights comes in. Alex, would you be so kind as to add some weight to this end where the handles are until this floats perfectly in place? So before we commit to the weight that Alex has put on, let's just let go of the jib and see what happens. I've let go. There is nothing happening, okay? Yeah, see? Nothing, okay? The weight's on one end, and well, we got nothing right now, okay? But you can see it's perfectly balanced. So when we have a perfectly balanced jib, the last thing we need to do is to secure the weights so they don't fall off, and Alex has those in his hands. Would you mind putting those on for me? Simply squeeze the handles, which opens up the receiving ring, slide the ring through the bar, release the grips, and they will hold the weight in place. So once your jib is fully balanced with your camera load on, you're ready to get those amazing Hollywood shots. And that's it for today.